So I'm sure we can all agree that there are a few designer brands out there that are really holding a lot of the market share when it comes to fragrances. Trust me, there's tons and tons and tons of designer brands out there which create fragrances, but I wouldn't say all of them have the spotlight though, like these 10 fragrance houses. And hey, if I missed some in this video, make sure you let me know in the comments. But today we're going to be going over 10 of the best fragrances from each of the leading designer brands. So from brands like Armani, Yves Saint Laurent, and Prada. So if you like videos like this and you want to see more of them, make sure you get subscribed down below and drop a like on this video. I really do appreciate it. It shows me that you guys are enjoying the content. And I will also provide links to all of these fragrances down below in the description. If you want to pick any of these up, check any of these out at the lowest prices that you can find them available for, make sure you hit those links. Let's get right into it. At number 10, we have Azzaro. Azzaro, a great brand. They release a ton of fragrances, most known for their Azzaro Chrome line of fragrances or flankers, which there is a ton of them. They put out some pretty good stuff. In my opinion, right now, the best one from the house of Azzaro, again, in my opinion, is probably going to be this one, Wanted by Night. Sure, it's not Azzaro Pour Homme, which is a great fougere, which I love, right? You guys know that. I love Azzaro Pour Homme. It's not even Azzaro Pour Homme Intense, which you guys know I've talked about a ton on the channel, especially in the fall and winter time. It's a great cooler weather scent. It's not that one either. It's Azzaro Wanted by Night. And the reason why I choose this one, for a couple reasons. I'm not only looking at what I really like the most, I'm also taking into account what everyone else likes the most. And there's no denying that Wanted by Night gets a ton of talk while still having a bit more of a uniqueness to it than something like Azzaro Chrome. And again, Azzaro Pour Homme and Azzaro Pour Homme Intense are both fantastic scents, but let's be real, they don't get as much attention as this one does. In my opinion, for the price that you can grab these for, an incredible, incredible scent that really is honestly pretty impressive, Azzaro Wanted by Night. Up next, we have the house of Givenchy, another amazing designer house that's really been on the up and up lately with their scents. I mean, they've always put out good fragrances, and quite a few of them have been popular over the years. But this one here, in my opinion, right now is probably going to be the best from the house. This one is Gentleman EDP, the most well-rounded and just really a great scent. Of course, I love the cologne version. Smells incredible, a very unique citrus. I like the new Boisé version. I like the Absolute, but there's something about just the EDP that is just really, really nice. And again, this one gets a lot of talk as well. A lot of people will probably agree that this is a fantastic scent. Up next, we have the house of Dolce & Gabbana. In my opinion, the one EDP, probably going to be one of the best purchases from them. I know it gets played out and all of that stuff, but you know what? That's fine. I mean, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with the fragrance being popular and being labeled as played out. They're a popular brand. They create great fragrances, and that's just what happens. I mean, it's the same thing with Light Blue. Light Blue is considered to be played out, but it's still great. People still wear it and enjoy it because it just smells good. Up next, we have the house of Paco Rabanne, which, in my opinion, is the current best release from them right now, is 1 Million Privé. Sure, you could put Lucky, 1 Million Lucky, that's a nice one. You could put even some of the Invictus fragrances, you know, the original, Legend, Invictus Aqua, whatever. For me, dollar for dollar, I'm going to say that Privé is the best one. It's just unique, but still mass appealing, has really good quality, and it's also affordable like all the other Paco Rabannes. I don't know, that's where I'd put my money. 1 Million Privé, an incredible scent that really doesn't smell like it comes from the house of Paco Rabanne. And let's be honest, that's part of the reason why this fragrance is so good. At number 6, we have the house of Versace. This one was tough. This one was tough because Versace is kind of the king of the mid-range designer-priced fragrances. You've heard me say that hundreds of times at this point. They really conquer the $50 market the best, and they really don't put out that many fragrances. Again, you look at a house like Azzaro, or you know, even something like Dior and Chanel. You know, they put out quite a few fragrances. There's a lot of them out. But with Versace, in terms of their still in production ones, there's not all that many. And there's really only a few that are really popular. So this was a little bit tough. I was like, what is the best one in my opinion? And for me, you know, my choice ended up being the big old blue guy, Versace Dylan Blue. I know it's a blue fragrance, but come on, let's just think about this for a minute. It's popular. It smells great. It gets a lot of talk, and people simply love it. Sure, it does get the generic tag or whatever, but putting that aside, Versace Eros, that gets the generic tag. It's been talked about a ton. Versace Eau Fresh, that one gets the generic tag. That one gets talked about a ton. I've had people get mad at me when I mention that one in videos. Let's see, what else do we have? We have Versace Pour Homme. Let's be real. I love Versace Pour Homme. It's one of my personal favorites for the summertime, but it doesn't get the love anymore. It's just kind of played out, or it's kind of, I guess, phased out. It'll never be played out. It's always going to smell timeless, but it's not in the spotlight. Right now, I think Dylan Blue's in the spotlight. That's just is what it is. It's probably selling the most, if I had to guess. I'm sure Eros is still getting sold a lot too, but Dylan Blue has really been on the come up over the past few years since it's been out, and a lot of people would say it's probably one of the best from the house as of right now. So, Versace, please release something better. Number 5, we have the House of Chanel. Now, this one was tough. They are kind of the pioneers of a lot of things, and for this one, Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Again, another blue fragrance, I know, but like I just said, they pioneered this blue fragrance DNA. Of course, it started with the EDT. It smells great. The EDP smells great, but my favorite of the 3 is going to be the Parfum. It's just the most smooth and well-rounded and just buttery smooth and sexy. Amazing scent. It just is so, so good, and in my opinion, currently one of the best from the house. Allure Homme Sport Extreme, I love it. Smells great. There hasn't been any new flankers to it, and it's just kind of slowly dying out. Allure Homme Sport, kind of the same as Versace Pour Homme, not in the spotlight. Allure Homme Edition Blanche smells great, but it gets talked about in the summertime. That's about it. The list goes on. Platinum Egoiste, one of my personal favorites. You guys know that. Doesn't get a whole lot of love. I don't know. Just from their regular designer line, I would say Bleu de Chanel, probably one of their best offerings as of right now. Number 3, we have a fragrance from Yves Saint Laurent, or talking about the house of Yves Saint Laurent. So this one is just going to be, from their regular line. It's not going to be from their exclusive line. That goes with all the other fragrances in this list, like Chanel and all that stuff. I'm not talking about any of the exclusive fragrances, so we're not talking about the high-end stuff like Tuxedo or anything like that. Just the easy-to-get designers. This one, LANAI de l'Homme. Let's be real, still very popular, even though it's been reformulated and hated on. It just smells so good, you can't deny it. Still gets a ton of talk and a ton of love. LANAI de l'Homme. Up next, we have the House of Prada. Easy enough, Prada L'Homme. They have a lot of great scents, but this one probably is going to be the best. It's just soapy clean, fresh and luxurious, everything you'd expect from Prada. It's probably their best that they have out. Of course, you have Prada Black and some other great ones from their Luna Rosa line, but hey, Prada L'Homme, it is what it is. Up next, we have the House of Dior. For this one, it's going to be Dior Homme Intense. Sure, you could put Sauvage in here. For me, it's going to be Dior Homme Intense. Again, going off of my personal taste and also going off the community, one of the most well-respected fragrances from Dior is Dior Homme Intense. It's just an incredible scent. I'm sure some people would say that Sauvage would be fitting in here because of its popularity, and that is true. Sauvage is very popular. Again, kind of like Bleu de Chanel, but the thing with Sauvage is it does get a lot of hate. Bleu de Chanel does get hate too, but not nearly as much as something like Sauvage. Even Dylan Blue does get some hate, but not quite as much. Sauvage just constantly gets ragged, and that's just how it is. Bleu de Chanel kind of pioneered it. Dylan Blue kind of really took its own direction to some extent, but Sauvage just still is kind of in the fire for just getting drilled and hated on all the time. So, when I think about it, what's the best from Dior right now? You can get something like this, which is still just incredible. Smells great. Last up, we have a fragrance from Giorgio Armani. This one was tough, but I had to do it. Aqua Dejo Profumo. Just one of the best, period. Basically, everyone has smelled, so people know how good it is. It smells great, gets labeled, again, as generic, but really I think is one of their best offerings. So it's a work of art. So guys, thank you so much for watching. That was 10 of the best fragrances from the leading designer brands. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think down below. And remember, if you want to pick any of these up, hit those links down below. We'll see you tomorrow night with another one. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care.